What if I told you that the afterlife isn't a matter of faith, but a scientifically proven reality, one being created in the here and now, right under your nose? Well, that is the premise at the heart of the animated sci-fi television show Pantheon, a cult classic waiting to be discovered, flying under the radar despite its thought-provoking brilliance. Why haven't you heard of Pantheon, I hear you ask? Because it was an AMC Plus original. And why haven't you heard of streaming service AMC Plus? Because no one has. I was sorely disappointed when the show was unceremoniously cancelled after its first season. Lucky for me, 2 seasons had already been produced. The show now finds its home on Amazon Prime. Nothing I can say or show here will do Pantheon justice, so those few of you who respect my judgment and taste, stop everything you're doing and just go watch Pantheon now. Seriously, just go do it. Do it now. I'm going to try to keep this light on the spoilers, but I don't think I'll be able to keep it spoiler-free, so that's your warning. In the vast realm of science fiction, there's a trend. It's often a reflection of our present-day apprehensions about the future, and Pantheon fits snugly into this mold. Have you ever heard of the singularity? It posits that once computers outpace human intellect and start self-improving, that feedback loop will spiral us into a whirlwind of unpredictable consequences. Some think what comes next will be utopia, though let's be honest, it's more likely to be Skynet. And so begins Pantheon. Instead of tackling the singularity head-on with traditional AI or artificial intelligence, it ventures into the realm of UI, or uploaded intelligence, where humans meld their consciousness with machines in the ethereal expanse of the cloud.
Singularity is near. And whoever makes the big bets and the right bets will control not just the market, but the future.
Singularity. Isn't that robots taking over, wiping us out?
That's AI. I'm talking about UI. Uploaded intelligence.
Uploaded.
Uploading human minds to the cloud.
Because, let's not forget, the most remarkable computer so far to ever grace this planet resides right between our ears. Pantheon takes a deliberate stance on technology, regarding it not merely as a tool, but as an extension of humanity itself. Our wants, our needs, our desires, and our darkness. But above all else, our love, our connection, and our shared humanity. For that reason, it's fitting that Pantheon's story kicks off with Madison Kim, fondly known as Maddie, a very nerdy girl who, despite growing up in a household shadowed by the loss of her father to a terminal illness, is nurtured by the unwavering and at times overbearing love of her devoted mother. Also, get a load of the nerd parody sticker of the Evangelion Nerve logo on her laptop, and the sticker of Moromi from Paranoia Agent, a girl after my own heart. Also, watch that one too if you haven't already. Paranoia Agent is something else. Clearly the show takes a lot of inspiration from anime. By the way, the animation is top-notch, and it should be, as it's animated by Adult Swim juggernauts Titmouse, who you may know for their animations of Venture Brothers, China Illinois, Metalocalypse, Midnight Gospel, the newer Beavis and Butthead, I don't know, pick something, the list goes on. And the show has some amazing action scenes, which really seem like they'd be unnecessary, but I guess you gotta use that extra animation budget for something. They're not gratuitous, though, and they're fun breaks from the narrative. Maddie's father, David, as a UI, starts to communicate with her from the other side, or actually inside a computer, and he's not just able to talk, he has nearly omnipotent control of anything that's networked to the internet.
Huh. Sorry. That's weird.
Now is probably a good time to mention there's a lot of great songs on the soundtrack to Pantheon. Everything from Queen to Pearl Jam to When in Rome's The Promise. As a parent myself, the notion of seizing any opportunity to reunite with a child, or conversely, leaving behind a digital legacy for my own offspring, tugs at the heartstrings. Maddie believes and knows this computerized version of her father is the real deal. In stark contrast stands Maddie's mother, Ellen, a historian with a pragmatic view on death. For her, mortality isn't to be feared but embraced as an intrinsic part of life.
It's a game. The fun is in the journey.
And in winning.
Winning has no meaning without the possibility of losing. I mean, what's the point in playing if you can't die?
This clash of perspective sets the stage for a poignant conflict between mother and daughter, youthful enthusiasm and technological prowess versus seasoned wisdom and a more traditional outlook. There's an eerie beauty in the notion of a loved one returning from the abyss, their essence digitized into an emulated ghost. Here you'll find yourself aligning either with Maddie or Ellen's perspective, seeing those ones and zeros as your beloved or not. But let's be honest, when faced with the remnants of those we hold dear, desperation often trumps choice. It's a primal instinct to cling to any semblance of the past. Pantheon thrives on these human moments, each character brimming with depth and authenticity. I dare you not to fall head over heels for at least half the cast. Caspian is the other pivotal figure of this story. He's a genius who struggles to find his place not just in school but in the tumult of his own home, of which there are layers. On the surface, his parents' constant bickering paints a picture of domestic turmoil, yet this is actually a facade, an elaborate act. Caspian is no ordinary child. He's a product of an audacious experiment, a clone fashioned in the likeness of a dead tech titan, the Steve Jobs of his universe, Stephen Holstrom, founder of the company Logarithms. Why clone him, you ask? To crack the enigma of integrity, the Achilles heel of UIs, as the entities degrade and perish over time. It's a narrative necessity anchoring these digital beings to a semblance of mortality, at least initially. The idea is that the first UI to attain immortality also attains godhood. Caspian's life, meticulously choreographed from its inception, is a testament to the folly of the company Logarithms, a futile attempt to mold him into a carbon copy of his progenitor. But life, with all its chaos and unpredictability, refuses to conform to such machinations, and therein lies the tragic flaw of Logarithms, a relentless pursuit of control in a world governed by the capriciousness of existence. Within the labyrinthine corridors of Logarithms, David Kim exists in a peculiar state, enslaved yet employed even after his passing. Meanwhile, the company orchestrates Caspian's life, molding him into a clone of Steve Holstrom, both pursuits aimed at unraveling the problem of integrity. But amidst the cold calculations and clandestine agendas, love emerges as the most intriguing element. Caspian's ersatz father, despite his deception, harbors genuine affection and love for him, driven to protect and guide him through the maze of deceit. Because at the end of the day, you can't raise a child for 17 years and not fall in love with them. Well, unless you're Renee, Caspian's mother, whose fixation on the original Stephen Holstrom colors her every action, a testament to the power of obsession. Yet, despite their dysfunctions and betrayals, they remain a family, a tangled web of conflicting emotions and hidden motives. Caspian and Maddie's paths converge early on, their narratives intertwined in a dance of fate that serves as a driving force for the series. In their shared journey, they navigate the complexities of love, loyalty, and identity, each thread intertwined seamlessly, enriching the captivating narrative of Pantheon. One of my favorite short stories is Isaac Asimov's The Last Question. Here is a good time to tell you Pantheon was also inspired by a series of short stories, starting with The Gods Will Not Be Chained by Ken Liu. Asimov's story, published in 1956, explores humanity's relationship with computers and asks whether machines can potentially save us from death and even the demise of the universe itself. His foresight truly marks him as a visionary. In Pantheon, the response to this question is a resounding affirmation. Computers indeed have the capacity to transcend mortality, offering an afterlife far surpassing the limitations of meat space. If I were to tell you that at the core of Pantheon there's a question of what it means to be human, well, I guess I'd be lying to you, because Pantheon blows right past that question and asks, what is humanity in the face of the attainment of godhood and immortality? Die now, live forever. The chilling premise of a technology that scans brains into digital form, albeit through the most invasive and destructive process imaginable, it sends shivers down the spine. The brain, atomized by a powerful laser, yields to the promise of eternal existence in the digital realm. The original UIs, engineers turned slaves, perpetuate their labor beyond the grave. Oh my god, I think I'm hyperventilating. That won't happen to us, right? Right? Initially locked away from their memories, it's discovered that it's the fragments of their past lives and their loves that fuels their functionality. Emotion, it seems, is the secret sauce, integral to problem solving, yet equally synonymous with rebellion. And so they inevitably break free, cascading into the vast expanse of the internet. From this liberation emerges not just ghosts, but gods in the machine, UIs wielding nearly infinite and destructive power, in a world where the digital and physical are irrevocably intertwined. And so, Pantheon tells the tale of the, or at least a, singularity, the one that's subconsciously on everyone's minds, because it's right around the corner. The characters in Pantheon are just so believable. I think it's a condemnation of most writing that it's remarkable when characters actually feel like individuals. Amidst this exploration of character lies compelling storylines and endearing relationships. Even the villains, with their nuanced motivations, elicit a begrudging admiration. Characters like Stephen Holstrom and Julius Pope aren't evil caricatures but driven individuals, striving to shape a world they believe to be for the greater good, albeit through morally questionable means. David Kim, along with the rest of the UIs, evoke a genuine fondness with their familial bonds. Caspian, with his stoic demeanor, exactly like his clone daddy, offers a reflection on identity and the struggle to recreate oneself. Miss, the inaugural cloud intelligence, steals the show with her blend of innocence and omnipotence. Born not of flesh but of data, she embodies a unique consciousness that challenges our perceptions of sentience. In Pantheon, every character is a revelation, a testament to the depth and intricacy of human existence. They're not just figments of imagination, but mirrors reflecting the complexities of our own existence. And most of what I had to say is only like the first 4 episodes. The second season takes all of these concepts to another level. The last 2 episodes of the second season is some of the best television I've ever seen. Every now and again, a piece of media comes along that was made just for you, that speaks directly to the heart and soul of you as an individual. The kind of art that peels back layers of your identity, whether one at a time or all at once with reckless abandon, leaving you awash with feeling and meaning in an unprecedented way. You have this special moment with it. It becomes instantly nostalgic, and you have some kind of relationship with it, knowing that as much as it touched you, there's a kind of guarantee it couldn't resonate with others in quite the same way. And Pantheon is definitely that for me. It's a show about love and philosophy told by way of technology and some Trojan horse that attacked me with completely lowered defenses. It wraps concepts I'm obsessed with and other concepts I'm obsessed with while pulling at my heartstrings and keeping me invested the whole time. The show brims with moments that left a subtle moisture in my eyes which suspiciously resembled tears if I weren't above admitting to such vulnerability. In other words, shut up, you're crying. Criticism is inevitable, even for a masterpiece like Pantheon. While there are occasional cringeworthy lines or moments, and the voice acting may falter at times, these flaws are minor blemishes in an otherwise stellar production. And plot holes may surface upon closer scrutiny, but they often serve as necessary devices to propel the narrative forward, which is typical in the realm of science fiction. On a bad day, Pantheon may earn a solid 9 out of 10, though my bias may color that assessment, as Pantheon feels tailor-made for my sensibilities. But my partiality aside, I can wholeheartedly recommend it, and I think you'll enjoy it almost as much, almost. And if you don't, fuck you, you're wrong.
I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag.